So by the overview, we will cover the following topics in this seminar. First, the definition of pain, then coming to the cancer pain, epidemiology of cancer pain, then classification, anatomy and physiology, pathophysiology, and assessment, and finally management of pain. So starting from the definition of pain, the IASP defines the pain is an unpleasant subjective sensory and emotional experience that is associated with actual or potential tissue damage or described in terms of such damage. The pain is the fifth vital sign apart from the another four vital signs, that is temperature, respiratory rate, heart rate and blood pressure. Coming to the cancer pain definition, it is defined as the pain in patients caused by neoplastic disease itself and or diagnostic procedures or treatments, and it is more often chronic with having acute exacerbations. Around 2/3 of cancer patients experience pain. The statistics of cancer pain in India, around 2.4 million people suffering from cancer in India, that is estimated by WHO, out of which about 1.6 million are likely to be in pain. The incidence of cancer pain in advanced stages of cancer pain increases by 70 to 90%. Only 0.4% of the patient population has access to oral morphine. So prevalence of cancer pain, that is 30 to 50% in having active anti-cancer treatment, and patients having advanced cancer have 70 to 90% incidence of pain. Only in 50% patients cancer pain has been adequately controlled. It is highest for the head and neck cancer, followed by the prostate, then uterine cancers, next is genitourinary, breast and pancreatic cancers. Classification of cancer pain, it is based on the etiology, that is primarily caused by cancer, and the treatment of malignancy and concurrent pathology. According to pathophysiology, it is divided into nociceptive, neuropathic, mixed pathophysiology and psychogenic. According to locations, cancer pain defined as head and neck cancer pain, chest wall syndromes, vertebral and radicular pain, abdominal or pelvic pain, and pain belongs to extremity. Temporal classification, that is acute, chronic and breakthrough pain. According to severity, it is defined as mild, moderate and severe pain. So according to etiology of cancer pain, that pain may be caused by the tumor directly, that is because of tumor infiltration of tissue, which involves bone and viscera, and compression or infiltration of nerves, blood vessels and organ obstruction. Another pain may be caused by the diagnostic and therapeutic procedures, which may include biopsy, chemotherapy, radiotherapy and surgery. Pain may be caused by the malignant disease indirectly, which may involve infection, inflammation, DVT. And pain that may be caused by other conditions like diabetic polyneuropathy, headache and osteoarthritis. Coming to the chronic pain, it is divided into two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Nociceptive further divided into somatic and visceral pain. Somatic is further classified into superficial and deep pain. Coming to the neuropathic pain, it is central pain. One example is phantom limb pain, another is sympathetically maintained pain and peripheral. Nociceptive pain, that is mainly somatic pain. It may be due to bone pain, soft tissue pain and paraneoplastic pain. These are the different examples of these classifications of pain. And visceral pain, these are the different scenarios. There will be visceral component of nociceptive pain, that may include hepatic distension syndrome, chronic intestinal obstruction, malignant perineal pain, ureteric obstruction. Now another is neuropathic pain. The characteristics of neuropathic pain include that it is the burning, tingling, shooting or electric like pain. It is associated with numbness or sensory changes, and it may exceed the observable injury. Examples of neuropathic pain include leptomeningeal metastasis, malignant painful radiculopathy, plexopathies, painful peripheral mononeuropathies. Pain may be caused by the chemotherapy, hormonal therapy, surgery and radiation. So one example of chemotherapy is painful peripheral neuropathy, bony complications of steroids treatment, that is avascular necrosis of femoral or humeral head. Hormonal therapy pain may include chronic gynecomastia, osteoporotic compression fractures. Coming to the pathophysiology of pain, this has 4 components, which in order includes the perception, modulation, transmission and transduction. So first of all, whenever there is tissue injury, there will be inflammation or noxious stimuli, which may result in release of neurochemicals that activates the nociceptors, and these components considered as transduction. Then these nociceptors activates the nerve fibers, and these nerve fibers pain receptors in spinal cord, and through afferent pathway they may reach to CNS somatosensory and limbic cortex, and afferent pathway that finally pain perception occurs. So starting from the inflammatory mediators in pain processing, these are the various pathologic mechanisms, and release of neurochemicals includes pain initiators and pain inhibitors. That includes glutamate, substance P, bradykinin. Inhibitors may include serotonin, endorphins, enkephalins and dynorphins. Now nociceptors includes the endings of small unmyelinated and lightly myelinated afferent neurons. Location may include skin, muscle, tendons, joints, bones and other visceral organs. And coming to the nerve fibers, these are the A delta and C fibers mainly involved in the pain transmissions. And small myelinated A delta fibers transmit the fast pain. These are myelinated and these end mainly in the lamina 1, 2 and 5. The small unmyelinated, that is C fibers, that transmit the slow pain. These are unmyelinated structures and these fibers end in the lamina 1 and 2 of dorsal horn. Neurotransmitters in spinal cord includes the excitatory and inhibitory amino acids. Excitatory includes aspartate and glutamate, and inhibitory amino acids include GABA and glycine. The pain receptors in spinal cord includes NMD receptors and AMPA, sodium channel dependent, ketamine, that is sodium channel dependent, and opioid receptors and alpha 2 adrenergic receptors. Now afferent pathways, these are the 3 neurons, first, second and third neurons, and these transmit through the dual ascending system, that is lateral and dorsal column corticospinal tracts. So now the afferent pathway, that is modulation of pain, occurs through descending inhibitions and reach to the cortex, thalamus, brainstem. And another interesting theory is gate control theory, that is gate is present in substantia gelatinosa of dorsal horn of spinal cord, which can be opened or closed. And when open gate increases the stimulation of T cells, that increases the transmission of impulses and enhance pain perception. A closed gate decreases stimulation of T cells, which decreases transmission of impulses and diminishes pain perceptions. These are the gate control, which includes A beta fibers and C fibers. Opening and closing gate depends on the various factors, which includes factors like nerve fibers. C fibers opens the gate and A beta fibers closes the gate. Physical stimulation, that is injury, which causes the opening of gate, and medication causes the closing of gate. Emotional factors include anxiety, stress, frustration, depression and tension, which results in opening of gate, and relaxation, optimization and happiness, which causes closing of gate. And now coming to the assessment and management of pain. If we cannot assess pain, we will never be able to relieve pain. So before management, it's the most important point that we should know how to assess the pain. This is the one article that cancer pain management in developing countries, that main causes of inadequate pain relief include lack of knowledge among physicians and patients, lack of adequate supply of opioids and other drugs for pain relief, and strong bureaucracy involved in terms of procurement and dispensement of opioids. The core principles of pain assessment includes we should first believe the patient. Different patients experience different levels of pain in response to comparable stimuli. Thus, a uniform pain threshold does not exist. Unrelieved pain has adverse physical and psychological consequences. The concept of total pain. The total pain is not only physical, it includes physical, psychological, social and spiritual effect of pain on a patient's life. So total pain includes physical components, that is pain may be caused by cancer, by treatment and other comorbid disease, and psychological factors include anxiety, fear of suffering, depression and past experience of illnesses. So this is the for coming to the total pain. Now coming to the assessment and management, these are the broad topics, so we will be covering these topics in next lecture. Thank you all.